Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to yet another episode. I'm your host, Blake with Blake's Game Room, of course. And today is going to be a response video to Kevin over at the TheMegaManCave's top 5 animes, in your opinion. Now, these are my top 5 favorite animes. You know, they might not be everybody else's. My number 5, I actually don't have any DVD formats or anything. I don't have any actual hard videos of it, so I'm just going to talk about it, but I'm sure all of you know about it, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but let's start at number 5, which is what I've been talking about here, and that is Digimon. Stands for Digital Monsters, and that is one of my favorite childhood series as growing up. I mean, it was different, especially the first 4 seasons were great. After that, it did kind of go a little downhill. But if you haven't watched Digimon, go check them out. They have some great PS1 games, some very rare ones as well. I think number 2 is like a $30, $40 game now. But great games and great anime. Definitely, it's not like Pokemon. So don't, Digimon, Pokemon, don't get those all mixed up. But it's a great anime with great action, some really good story, character development, and some cool monsters. So definitely go check that out. That was my number 5. Number 4 is one that ever since I got my PS2, I've been really interested in it. And I got my PS2 probably back in 2006 or 7, whenever the Slim model was released. And the first game I got for that was called Dothack Sign, Infection, and it had the bonus DVD, and I watched it, and I was very amazed with it, and the game really grabbed me, and I got into the manga and the anime. So here's a couple. Now, Dothack Sign is it has many different series. So this is the original Dothack Sign series here. This is volume 6 on the DVD. This takes place more with, I believe, a little bit before the actual games, the first set of games on the PS2. Great series, great story development. What it is, it's like they're playing an MMO, and the whole thing takes place inside of the MMO, the whole show, and bad things happen that affect them in real life, and it's really cool. The games are great, and here's another one of this is more kind of what you play. This has all the characters from the actual games in it. Now, this takes place after the first set of games. I don't think I have the DVD what's actually taking place with the games, but this is, it's a great series. There's I think 4 different parts to the series. There's this one, and then the one that comes after this, and then Twilight, and then the GU, which is the new ones. And on the PS2, they're some of the most underrated games in my opinion. You don't hear much about them, and they're great. I mean, they're great dungeon crawlers with, kind of a God of War-esque element to it, because it's more of a beat 'em up, and you get great spells and great equipment, and it's just an overall great story, and it's a great time passer. And it's a game that you can pick up and play a couple worlds, and then, go on with whatever else you were doing. So, Dothack Sign, definitely number 4 on my list, and probably would have been higher, but I have so many great animes that I love, I couldn't put it any higher than 4. The next one is one that everybody knows of and has just become, a little bit more popular again, and that is Pokemon. Pokemon I have watched since day 1, and, when it first aired on, was it WB Kids or whatever in the mornings, and I absolutely love the series. Now, this is one of the movies that came out for this series, and this is Pokemon the Movie 2000. This is my favorite Pokemon movie, time, event, whatever, in the whole series. And you know, it's a story about a boy named Ash, which is this one right here. And he becomes 10 years old, and when you become 10 years old, you get to go out and catch Pokemon and become a trainer. And so he goes off on his journey. I still watch Pokemon to this day. Actually, this morning I got up, I got my breakfast, and I watched the newest English version of Pokemon Black and White on my DVR. So it's a great series. It's gotten, I'd say Black and White's the first time it's actually been good in the past couple seasons. They do follow along with the games, so if you played the games, you can go back and watch. If you have a particular favorite in your game, let's say you really love the Gold and Silver games, well, you can go back and watch the Johto seasons, where it takes place in that region. So the Black and White one is now in the Unova region, and it's going through. And if you really like the Black and White game, you'll probably like the Black and White show. So Pokemon comes in at number 3. Number 2 is another one that a lot of people know about. It's a pretty mainstream anime. I liked it before it went mainstream, and I thought it was a great anime. I really enjoyed it. It was on Adult Swim, which still is, I believe. I haven't watched Adult Swim in forever, so I don't know if it still is. But that is Fullmetal Alchemist. Now, this is the movie for the series, Conqueror of Shambhala. But great. I mean, it's hard to express how much I like this series. And this is a series that at first I didn't like. I thought it was kind of stupid because I started watching it in the middle of it. But then, for some reason, they stopped showing any new episodes or whatever. And they went back to showing nothing but the old episodes. And I really got into it. And it's about 2 brothers. And one of them, his body gets lost. It's about alchemy. And alchemy is where you can do some, they paint or draw, and they use hand signs to make something become something else. So they can make a giant boulder become a sword, for instance. They can pull a sword out of the dirt in the ground, and it's made of dirt, or it's made of earth, or metal or iron or whatever was in the ground. Now, they say it's the equal exchange. Whatever you give is what you'll get back. And they tried bringing their mother back to life, and that went all wrong. The youngest boy, lost his entire body and is now in a suit of armor with a soul. And the older boy, Ed Elric, he lost his left leg and his right arm. So this is a story of going back. It might have been his left arm. He lost opposite leg and arm. I can't. Let's see here. I can't tell. I think it's right arm, left leg. Yeah, I think it's right arm, left leg. Anyway, they try to go get their bodies back to normal, and that's what the entire series is about. They join the army, and it's a great series. Very, very well developed characters. Great action. There's some blood and gore sequences. So if you're a fan of an action anime that's a little bit it's a really dark, you'll really enjoy this. So that's Fullmetal Alchemist. And number 1, it's probably going to be in a lot of people's top 5s, probably a lot of people's number 1s as well. This is a particular show that I started watching as a kid, and got into so much, and I was so obsessed with it. And that is Dragon Ball Z. Now, Dragon Ball Z. Now, I'm not just going to count Dragon Ball Z. I'm going to count the entire series, which is Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT. Since they are technically all the same show, just in different times of Goku's life. Man, where do I start? This guy here is Goku. He's actually an alien, called a Saiyan. And they look like humans, but they have tails. But if you pull their tail off, then they look just like a human. And that's what all the Saiyans on Earth have done. It starts out as him as a little boy in Dragon Ball, and he grows up with his grandpa, and his grandpa dies, and then this young girl comes, and the whole thing is going out to search for these Dragon Balls. And what they do is, if you get all 7 together, and they look like this, the little orange round ball, they each have a star indicating their number, so 1 through 7. And once you get them all together, you get to summon the dragon, and there's one wish. And so that's what Dragon Ball is about. And stopping bad guys, trying to take over the Earth. Dragon Ball Z is where we find out that Goku here is a Saiyan, and all kinds of aliens start coming to try and destroy the Earth and take it over and sell it. It goes into all kinds of other stuff where he's saving the world all the time, the universe, whatever. It's a martial arts anime with a lot of you wouldn't necessarily call them spells, but they're special attacks that are like a, well, in here they call them Kai Blast, and pretty much it's an energy wave that comes at you, and each person has their own special unique attack. And the story in here is great. It's a long series, so it's very, very well thought out, and it's great. I mean, it's been around, I believe, since I think the late 80s is when Dragon Ball came out in Japan as a manga. And I mean, I used to hate it as a kid. I was a big Pokemon fan, and the other guys in my class were big Dragon Ball Z fans. I'm like, oh, y'all are stupid. You know, Pokemon's the way to go. Then I actually watched it, and I fell in love with it. I have every single figure from the Dragon Ball Z series, the regular figures that were the action figures you actually played with and all. I have a lot of the movie statues. I have I think every game except for Infinite World on the PS2. Other than that, this is my number 1, and I'm gonna make this just like Kevin did, an open tag. I'd love to see your guys' number 1s and your top 5s. I'm also gonna say, give me some honorable mentions. For example, my honorable mentions are gonna be Yu Yu Hakusho, great anime, Eureka 7, and Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. Those are 3 other animes that I thought were spectacular, yet just couldn't break the top 5 here. So either leave a comment below or make a video response. I want you guys to tell me your top 5s, and if you make a video response, that'd be awesome. So once again, we got number 5 was Digimon, 4 was Dothack Sign, 3 was Pokemon, 2 was Fullmetal Alchemist, and number 1 was Dragon Ball Z. So thanks guys for watching. Remember to leave me a response either in the comments or a video, and I'll be back probably this weekend with yet another episode. Take care, YouTube, and thanks for watching. Peace out.